blizzard of 26 has left a trail of destruction across Massachusetts, paralyzing the greater Boston area with historic snowfall, hurricane-force wind gusts, and a surge in emergency incidents. As of February 23, 2026, authorities are grappling with hundreds of crashes, infrastructure failures, and life-threatening mechanical accidents. The Massachusetts State Police have been working around the clock to manage the chaos on the roads. By Monday afternoon, officials reported responding to over 400 disabled motor vehicles and at least 45 traffic crashes. Despite the high volume of incidents, Colonel John Maughan of the State Police noted that most were spinouts, or fender benders, caused by near-zero visibility and whiteout conditions. Miraculously, only one minor injury was reported among these highway accidents, as most residents heeded the governor's travel advisory to stay off the roads. In one of the most harrowing stories of the storm, a snowplow driver in Kingston narrowly escaped death. While clearing roads during the height of the blizzard, a massive tree limb, approximately 6 inches in diameter, snapped under the weight of heavy ice and snow. The limb crashed through the truck's windshield with such force that it lodged itself between the driver's legs. Kingston Fire Department officials described the incident as a miracle, noting that the branch was only inches away from causing a fatal injury. The driver walked away physically unharmed but visibly shaken. Emergency responders in Cohasset faced a nightmare scenario while responding to a severe snowblower-related injury. After stabilizing the patient, the ambulance attempting to transport the victim to the hospital became hopelessly stuck in a massive snowdrift. The situation required a coordinated effort from local fire crews and police, who had to manually carry the patient through the snow to another vehicle while simultaneously shoveling out the trapped ambulance. The patient was eventually transported to a Boston trauma center in stable condition. In Winthrop, the combination of freezing temperatures and shifting ground led to multiple water main breaks. On Marshall Street, a municipal snowplow was swallowed by a sinkhole that opened up beneath the pavement due to a subterranean pipe burst. The heavy equipment had to be extracted by a specialized crane, and several homes in the area remained without water as crews battled sub-zero wind chills to repair the line. Meanwhile, a massive pine tree collapsed onto a residential roof and fence, causing significant structural damage. In a separate incident nearby, a plow truck struck a utility pole, snapping it in half and plunging the neighborhood into darkness. In towns like Scituate and Marshfield, high tides combined with the blizzard led to minor coastal flooding, causing several vehicles parked in low-lying areas to be submerged in slushy seawater. As of Monday evening, Boston public schools remain closed. Mayor Michelle Wu has extended the snow emergency, emphasizing that while the flakes have stopped falling, the cleanup phase is equally dangerous. Our crews are exhausted, and the snow piles are mountainous, the mayor stated. We are focusing on widening primary routes so that emergency vehicles and buses can pass safely. We ask residents to remain patient and stay off the streets while the heavy machinery is operating. The MBTA has resumed limited service, though commuters are warned of significant delays as crews continue to clear ice from third rails and switches across the commuter rail and subway systems. A snowplow driver in Kingston, Massachusetts, narrowly avoided being impaled by a falling tree branch Monday while clearing snow during a blizzard. The Kingston Police Department shared photos showing a branch that came crashing down. The limb pierced the windshield of the pickup truck. Police said the branch, which was about 6 inches in diameter and several feet long, landed between the driver's legs, missing impaling him by inches. Kingston Fire and Emergency Management also posted a photo from inside the truck that shows the branch wedged underneath the steering wheel. Please stay off the roadways. Even those who are trying to keep the roads clear and safe are having difficulties. Luckily, there was no injury to the plow operator, the fire department said. Police said roads are being plowed, but then become messy immediately as the snow covers them. In addition, winds are blowing branches onto power lines and into the roads. There is no sugarcoating this, it's bad out here. The worst in years, and it's not over yet, Kingston police said. Several 100,000 people in Massachusetts are without power during the storm. Meanwhile, Person injured in snowblower accident. Ambulance stuck in snow in Cohasset amid blizzard. An ambulance got stuck in the snow in Cohasset while carrying a person who was injured in a snowblower accident during a blizzard on Monday, according to police. Cohasset police officers and paramedics had to carry the patient to an ambulance that was waiting down the street amid the piling snow, the police department wrote in a Facebook post. Afterward, the ambulance became disabled in the snow and had to be shoveled out. Earlier on Monday, an ambulance got stuck in the snow in Attleboro after dropping off a patient at Sturdy Memorial Hospital. As of 7:45 p.m., approximately 1,060 customers in Cohasset were without power, Cohasset police wrote on Facebook. Additionally, numerous roads were still blocked by fallen trees and wires. Our Department of Public Works crews have been working continuously since the storm began to keep roads open, police wrote. However, due to the duration and severity of this event, crews will need to take mandatory rest periods in the coming hours to ensure safe and effective operations. Cohasset police have extended the town's on-street parking ban until 6 p.m. Tuesday to allow for continued snow removal operations, the department said. The Public Works Department will continue to prioritize clearing main roads, then secondary roads and private ways. Sidewalks will be cleared last, police said. All Cohasset town offices will be closed on Tuesday, but a warming center will open at 7 a.m. at 91 Sohere Street, police said. Governor Maura Healey instituted a ban on non-essential travel in Bristol, Plymouth, Dukes, and Barnstable counties on Monday. The restriction will be lifted when Highway Administrator Jonathan Gulliver determines conditions are safe. Drivers who violate the travel ban could be subject to a $500 fine, Massachusetts State Police said. The travel ban is meant to make snow removal operations easier and enhance safety for drivers, snowplows, and first responders. The governor also activated an additional 150 National Guard members in Massachusetts to assist with cleanup efforts Monday evening, after previously readying 200 members to aid emergency responders the day prior. As of 4 p.m. on Monday, Massachusetts State Police had responded to nearly 410 calls for disabled vehicles, the department said. They responded to a total of 45 crashes, but only one crash involved any injuries, and none were fatal. More than 250,000 people remain without power after a destructive blizzard hit Massachusetts Monday, according to outage maps from Eversource, National Grid, and Unitil. As of 6:15 a.m. Monday, a total of 254,040 Massachusetts electric customers had lost power. Customers in some areas, like Provincetown, Eastham, and Wellfleet, were completely without power. The total number has been declining since Monday afternoon, when more than 285,000 customers were without power. Eversource predicts that restoration efforts on the Cape could take 3 to 5 days due to persistent weather conditions. Nearly 1,000 Eversource line, tree, and service crews are part of a massive restoration throughout the state, the company said in a statement. A storm of this magnitude impacts restoration times since crews cannot work until the storm dies down, according to Eversource spokesperson Olesa Stepanova. Blowing and drifting snow, poor visibility, and unsafe travel conditions are limiting where crews can safely access damage, especially on the Cape, the company said. This is a slow-moving, long-duration storm, and the difficult travel conditions we're seeing, especially on the Cape, are making restoration more challenging, said Eversource President of Massachusetts Electric Operations Doug Foley. Our crews are fully mobilized and have been working around the clock, but safety has to come first. In some locations, crews simply cannot access damage until conditions improve. Warming centers have opened for people in many of those areas. However, some roads remained blocked due to downed trees and wires. If you need help getting to a shelter, please call the Harwich Police and we will work to get you moved, Harwich Police wrote on Facebook. A travel ban in southeastern Massachusetts remained in effect Tuesday, a day after a blizzard left some towns with more than 3 feet of snow. Governor Maura Healey issued the ban on non-essential motor vehicle travel in Bristol, Plymouth, and Barnstable counties Monday afternoon. Her executive order declared it will continue until further notice by the Highway Administrator of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. There are dangerous road conditions out there, especially on the south coast. We have reports of abandoned and stuck cars on the roads, and tow trucks are having difficulty getting to them, Healy said in a statement. While this travel ban is limited to the south coast, we urge everyone across the state to stay off the roads for your safety and for the safety of plow drivers and emergency officials who are trying to do their jobs. The governor said the travel ban will help support snow removal operations in southeastern Massachusetts. MassDOT redeployed equipment to the south coast to help clear snow. Several vehicles were still stranded on Route 24 in Somerset Tuesday morning. That's why we don't need people on the road who shouldn't be on the road, Healy said. We end up with people getting into accidents. Their cars go off into a ditch. There are other issues that create issues for people. We need to be doing other things right now. Some are exempt from the travel ban, including emergency workers, patients traveling to receive urgent care, and those supporting operations to provide critical services. Healy declared a state of emergency on Sunday ahead of the storm and activated 200 members of the Massachusetts National Guard. An additional 150 members were activated Monday. A record-setting snowstorm has prompted managers of the Boston Globe to postpone the printing of their daily newspaper for the first time in its history. For more than 153 years, the press workers of the Boston Globe have overcome the elements, technical snafus, and global pandemics to print a daily newspaper, the paper said in an article on its website. But in an unprecedented decision, executives determined that the conditions during Monday's blizzard made it impossible to print and deliver a paper Tuesday morning. The Globe said print subscribers will get Tuesday's paper delivered on Wednesday, along with Wednesday's edition. We don't take the decision lightly, the article quotes Boston Globe Media Vice President of Print Operations Josh Russell as saying, "We're not confident that even if we got a crew in tonight, that we could get the papers on our trucks safely. We weren't confident that that last mile would be doable." The storm also cut deeply into Monday's deliveries. Only 25% of papers reached subscribers, the Globe said. Snow and winds prevented staff from safely getting to the Globe printing plant to print Tuesday's paper, the newspaper said in the article. Monday's blizzard set snowfall records in nearby Rhode Island, where the T.F. Green International Airport in Warwick received nearly 38 inches, breaking a 1978 record. Meanwhile, decades ago, a man was heading to a Pine Street Inn shelter during a snowstorm, much like Monday's nor'easter. He was about 2 blocks away, and he didn't make it. He fell, and it was frigid cold and snowing, and he wound up dying on the street, said Barbara Trevisan of Pine Street Inn. Within days in 1986, she said, Pine Street Inn, the largest homeless services provider in New England, started its outreach program. During Monday's blizzard, Pine Street Inn's outreach teams took to the streets in vans with warm blankets, coats, and other supplies to give people rides to shelters. Monday's nor'easter dumped more than 16 inches of snow on Boston, with gusty winds and low visibility. Sunday night, the outreach teams driving vans saw 50 people outside overnight as the blizzard began. As lashing winds blew Monday, nearly 24 people with Pine Street Inn canvassed Boston, looking to help people who chose to stay outside or to get others to shelter. They're connecting with people. They're trying to get people to come inside, Trevisan said. Fortunately, they're not seeing as many people as usual on the street, so that's a good sign that people would have opted to come inside. Pine Street Inn's 4 Boston shelters are crowded. With a capacity of 585 beds, the shelters held upwards of 660 people, using cots and mats to handle the overflow, Sunday night as the blizzard descended. The shelters will be open 24/7 during the storm, and no one will be turned away, the shelter said. With harsh weather expected to continue through Wednesday, the warming centers will remain open. The teams have already gained trust with many living on the streets, Trevisan said. Hopefully when they do say, the weather is going to be really tough, please come in, that people will be more receptive to that, but it can take a really long time, Trevisan said. They're putting their own lives at risk to be out on a day like today, and they're just that concerned about the people who may be outside. Over 1,000 flights have been canceled or delayed at Boston Logan International Airport as the blizzard dumps up to 2 feet of snow on Massachusetts. The National Weather Service reports that the airport received 5 to 2 inches of snow by 7 a.m. on February 23rd, with accumulating snow expected to continue throughout the day and night on Monday. Due to the forecasted storm, airlines are canceling flights on Monday and may be waiving change fees, reads a weather advisory at the top of Logan Airport's website. Passengers are advised to check with their airline on the status of their flight before coming to the airport. Here's what to know about flight cancellations at Logan Airport on Monday, February 23, as well as how to check the status of your upcoming flight. As of 11 a.m. on Monday, February 23rd, 973 flights had been canceled, and 18 had been delayed at Logan Airport, according to FlightAware. Of the 973 canceled flights, 494 were departing flights from Logan, and 473 were incoming flights to Logan. The highest number of cancellations came from JetBlue, with Republic, Delta, United, Southwest, and Spirit all canceling over 95% of their flights. You can check your flight status through Logan Airport's website here. The airport also recommends that passengers download their airline's mobile app and turn on push notifications for updates. On Monday afternoon, the storm system that brought record-breaking snowfall to parts of Rhode Island and a historic storm to Boston and the entire East Coast will continue to slowly meander eastward. This storm is record-breaking for Providence. Prior to today, the blizzard of 78 had brought the most snowfall to that city, with 28.6 inches. But as of early afternoon, 32.8 inches of snow had fallen, shattering the old record. The fact that the record was broken by more than 4 inches is notable. Around Boston, we've seen 12 to 18 inches of snow from Route 495 eastward toward the Route 95 corridor, with 16 to 24 inches of snow from Boston down to Providence. There are exceptions where even higher totals occurred. For the rest of the afternoon, the storm will slowly subside. Snowfall will completely shut off around Boston within an hour or two of 7 p.m., but most of the accumulation will be done by 5 p.m. As of 2 p.m., we should expect another 1 to 3 inches in the afternoon east of 495 before it is completely done. If you still have power as you're reading this, then you're probably in the clear and won't lose power the rest of the day as the wind heads into the ocean. That doesn't mean that winds are going away, nor that we won't see strong gusts into the early evening, but the heaviest wind gusts are now behind us. Folks on Cape and Islands will be the last to see the strong wind subside. As of 1 p.m., Logan Airport had reported 14.4 inches of snow, and there was still a bit more snow coming. The wind has been impressive. Wellfleet saw a gust of 77 miles an hour just after 7 a.m., and Nantucket reached 83 miles per hour a couple of hours later. Closer to Boston, Hull saw a 70 miles per hour gust, and Logan had a gust of 68 miles per hour in the late morning. Overnight tonight, skies will partially clear as temperatures fall down toward 20 degrees. Tomorrow will feature sunshine with readings back near freezing. Don't forget your sunglasses. With all the fresh snow cover, it's going to be very bright. And with the high sun angle this time of the year, it's even brighter. Another weak weather system approaches for Wednesday with some rain or snow. If it is snow, it's just a coating to a couple of inches, not a big system. It's colder than average thereafter for a few days, but the weekend is looking dry and a bit milder. With all the snow on the ground, it is going to take a little while to melt. I think you'll really notice a big difference as we head into the second week of March, but the first week is definitely going to look a lot like midwinter.